Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pick up a parking packet, fill it out completely, and then head to room 505 to pay Miss Adelman. Spots are just $30, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Save more money in college with this amazing opportunity. The College of Southern Nevada opened up their Nevada Promise Scholarship application for the class of 2026. Relieve the stress of having to pay college fees and tuition. The deadline is October 31st, so apply before it's too late. To apply and for more information, visit gvtv.org.
Rev your engines and get ready to shine this weekend. Key Club is hosting an epic car wash this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and you won't want to miss it. For just $5 a wash, you can give your ride that sparkling, fresh out the showroom look while supporting an awesome cause. Pull in, hang out, and let the Key Club crew work their magic.
And when we come back, take a bite out of style with a treat for your feet right after your daily sports news.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
We rising up, yeah. Now look at us, we rising up. You don't really know it. Me, I got something that I need to prove. I cannot lose, everything I do that really is news.
Good morning, Gators. I'm Leo Pena, and welcome to your daily sports. The Gators are going into battle with the men's soccer team fighting against Cimarron on their turf, with JV playing at 5:30 and varsity playing at 6:45. Enjoy the free entry, support the team, and stay hydrated. It's Skyhawk season, and Green Valley is on the hunt with women's volleyball going against Silverado, with B and JV playing at 5 p.m. and varsity playing at 6 p.m. It is free, so show some support by showing your face. That's all the sports news for today. Have a wonderful day, and let's take it back to the desk.
Thanks, Leo. Now it's time to talk about a sweet step in style. Crocs has teamed up with the world-famous donut brand Krispy Kreme for a delicious and limited edition collab that's turning heads and even making some stomachs growl. These playful clogs come with a 5-pack of Jibbitz charms featuring 2 donuts, a mini box, and a paper hat, and even a bow tie. Inspired by the iconic original glaze, each pair is packaged in a custom co-branded box that mimics the classic dozen you know and love. This sugary footwear disappears after September 10th, so do not forget if you want a pair.
That's all the news we have for you. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GVTV News.
And from all of us here at your #1 newscast in the state, stay safe, stay awesome, and have a fantastic Wednesday.
Good morning, Gators. Here's another reminder about getting your guest passes for the homecoming dance turned in by September 12th. You can pick up those guest passes in room 505, which is located in the hallway in the middle of the quad next to the restrooms. Remember that only guests from other CCSD schools or graduates of the class of 2025 from Green Valley High School will be approved. Now for today's message. Today I want to talk about 2 more characteristics of the IB learner profile. Remember that these characteristics are tremendous attributes that we want all students to assimilate, not just IB students. The first of these 2 characteristics is to be a good communicator. This means learning how to communicate confidently and creatively, preferably in more than one language. Learning a second language, even to a modest degree, can make you more marketable as a candidate when you go apply for jobs. It can also help you to bridge gaps when traveling or working with people whose primary language is not the same as yours. Learning a second language also helps you to understand and appreciate the worldview of people whose culture and customs are different from yours. Being monolingual is unfortunately a facet of American culture because our country is relatively isolated from the rest of the world. However, if you can find a way to learn another language, even at a basic level, I encourage you to do so. The second characteristic I want to talk about is that of being a principled person. Being principled means that you act with integrity and honesty. It also means that you use fairness and justice as a starting point for interacting with others. It means to treat everyone with dignity and respect. And finally, it means that you take responsibility for your actions. We all make mistakes. Regardless of how perfect someone seems to be or that you think they are, I promise you, they make mistakes too. So just acknowledge when you make one and take responsibility for it. It helps to humanize you in the eyes of others, makes you more relatable, and oftentimes helps build bridges or break down walls. So there you have it. 2 more learner characteristics that we want all of you to exhibit on a daily basis. Okay, everyone, that's it for today. Have a great Wednesday, and remember, you got this. Buenos días, Gators. Les recordamos nuevamente que deben entregar sus pases de invitado para el baile de bienvenida antes del 12 de septiembre. Pueden recoger esos pases de invitado en la sala 505 que se encuentra en el pasillo en medio del patio, junto a los baños. Recuerden que solo se aprobarán los invitados de otras escuelas del CCSD o los graduados de la promoción de 2025 de Green Valley. Ahora pasemos al mensaje de hoy. Hoy quiero hablar de otras 2 características del perfil del alumno del IB. Recordad que estas características son atributos tremendamente valiosos que queremos que asimilen todos los alumnos, no solo los del IB. La primera de estas 2 características es ser un buen comunicador. Esto significa aprender a comunicarse con confianza y creatividad, preferiblemente en más de un idioma. Aprender un segundo idioma, aunque sea a un nivel básico, puede hacer que seas más competitivo como candidato cuando solicites un trabajo. También puede ayudarte a saber las diferencias cuando viajes o trabajes con personas cuya lengua materna no es la misma que la tuya. Aprender un segundo idioma también te ayuda a comprender y a apreciar la visión del mundo de personas cuya cultura y costumbres son diferentes a las tuyas. Desgraciadamente, ser monolingüe es una faceta de la cultura estadounidense, ya que nuestro país está relativamente aislado del resto del mundo. Sin embargo, si puedes encontrar la manera de aprender otro idioma, aunque sea a un nivel básico, te animo a que lo hagas. La segunda característica de la que quiero hablar es la de ser una persona con principios. Tener principios significa actuar con integridad y honestidad. También significa utilizar la equidad y la justicia como punto de partida para interactuar con los demás. También significa tratar a todo el mundo con dignidad y respeto. Por último, significa asumir la responsabilidad de tus actos. Todos cometemos errores. Independientemente de lo perfecto que parezca alguien o de lo perfecto que tú crees que es, te aseguro que también comete errores. Simplemente reconoce cuando cometes uno y asume la responsabilidad. Esto te ayuda a humanizarte ante los ojos de los demás, te hace más cercano y a menudo ayuda a tender puentes o derribar muros. Ahí lo tienes. 2 características más del alumno que queremos que todos demostres a diario. Muy bien, eso es todo por hoy. Que tengas un buen miércoles y recordad, tú tienes esto.